Let's talk about bikes, one of my favorite aspects of living in the Netherlands. Here's my bike. I keep it indoors. It's a quick, and yeah, it's quick. The Netherlands has more bicycles per capita than any other country in the world. The top 10 countries with the most bikes per capita are the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Japan, Switzerland, Belgium, and China. Many of the statistics I'm about to share with you are from a 2023 report published by the Netherlands Institute for Transport Policy Analysis. That's a mouthful. You'll find a link in the description to that particular report, which I encourage you to read because it goes into great detail about everything relating to bicycling. The Netherlands has more bikes than people. There are an average of 1.3 bikes per person, and it's something you will notice from the minute you set foot in this country. It's something that I certainly noticed and something that I really found so wonderful because I've always liked riding my bike ever since I was a kid, growing up on Kent Island in the Chesapeake Bay in the state of Maryland in the US. I rode my bike from dawn till dusk and beyond almost every single day. So it was such a joy to rediscover that when I moved here to the Netherlands at 35 years old to begin to ride my bike again. And yeah, a lot of bikes here. And I have, as you know, one. I used to have two, or should I say 1.3. The Dutch of all ages are avid cyclists, and more than a quarter of all trips are completed by bike. What I find remarkable is that older people are covering more ground on bike than younger people. And I'm referring to conventional bikes, not e-bikes. In 2022, people aged 50 to 70 plus cycled a greater average distance than people below 50. Many Dutch people use their bike to commute to either school or work, so it's really no surprise that the busiest times of day for bike usage is in the morning between 8 and 8:30 a.m. and in the afternoon, evening between, I would say, 3 and 5 p.m. or 1500 and 1700 hours. E-bikes are on the rise. Since 2018, more than half of the bikes sold are e-bikes. You've seen that I have an e-bike. I purchased mine, boy, it's been some time now, I would say in around 2006 or 7. I no longer remember. But I do remember at the time that it was a little bit unusual, especially because I wasn't an elderly person. And I think the association then was that e-bikes are exclusively for the elderly. But that has certainly changed. Now we see people of all ages enjoying the benefits of e-bikes because certainly you can cover more ground, you can go faster. And I guess in this fast-paced society, there is a desire to get to places more quickly. I often have to remind my colleagues who may frown upon the idea of me owning an e-bike at such a relatively young age that it's not without exercise. It doesn't mean, many people think that an e-bike means that you just sit on the back of the bike and just ride without any effort, but that's certainly not the way that I use it. It does help with some assistance in terms of the occasional hill, which you're not likely to encounter here in the Netherlands. But for me, it was really because I was covering very large distances on my standard bike, and I did begin to experience an issue with my knee, and it was preventing me from riding as far as I liked to do. So the e-bike for me made all of the difference. But I'm relieved that e-bikes are now more prevalent, so I don't feel like such an odd duck. The cycling infrastructure here in the Netherlands is unparalleled. There are more than 38,000 kilometers of dedicated bike paths, and in terms of bike paths and shared cycleways, there are a total of 153,000 kilometers. I find it remarkable that in many cases you find roads that are shared by bikes and cars, and they are clearly marked, indicating that cars are a guest, which is, yeah, such a contrast to what I'm accustomed to in the United States, which is such a car-centric culture. And really, if you're going to ride a bike in the US, particularly in the cities, you really do ride at your own risk. And cars are not the guest. I would say, conversely, that bikes are the guest, and mostly an unwelcome guest at that. There are many health benefits to riding a bike, including, I suppose, an e-bike. Studies show that there is a reduced risk of death, cardiovascular diseases, and diabetes as a result of cycling. Cycling also improves mental health. A population-based study in 2023 confirmed that students who cycle to school enjoy a better educational outcome and school enjoyment. These health benefits may partly explain the long life expectancy that the Dutch enjoy. The Dutch rank at number 28 in the world with an average life expectancy from birth of 82 years, whereas in the United States, which ranks at number 55 in the world, the life expectancy is 79 years from birth. And that's a 3-year difference. 3 more years of cycling. And stroopwafels. Cycling is also good for the environment. Riding a bike instead of driving a car reduces greenhouse emissions considerably. There's also a space savings. A moving bicycle takes up 28 times less space than a moving car, while a parked bike takes up 10 times less space than a parked car. And we all know that space comes at a premium here in the Netherlands, so that's an important aspect of cycling. Now, it's not all smooth cycling. Cycling does involve some risk. 2022 saw the highest number of deaths, 290, among cyclists since 1996, so these deaths are increasing. The majority, 69%, involve men, which corresponds to the statistics for road deaths in general, even in cars, where 71% of those deaths involved men. Now, the vast majority of deaths relating to cycling are unfortunately among those who are more than 70 years old. So this is just a reminder to everyone of all ages to be mindful and be careful and look out for each other. Enjoy your cycling, but do so carefully. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little overview of cycling in the Netherlands. For more information, I encourage you to have a look at the link in the description, which will take you to the 2023 report that I reference. It has a lot of interesting information about cycling in the Netherlands. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for watching this video, and I really appreciate all of your support, and I thank you for your comments, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Tot ziens!